болатын, жазсаң сыңғалатын, жапанда жаяу қалсаң, аямас мінген атын.
Kazakh pop star Aykin Bergen has seen bigger scenes, but the truly public passion is especially evident in such performances. A field camp of the oil workers of Oil and Gas Production Department of Embamunaygas met the performer with dozens of grateful listeners. All of them are employees of Embamunaygas, and this is the first occasion to be proud of. There is also an occasion of a long-awaited celebration. In 2017, the pioneer of the oil industry of Kazakhstan, Embamunaygas Company, celebrated its 95th anniversary. No one has worked longer and harder in the national oil industry. The beginning of active oil production in the territory of present Kazakhstan is customarily dated in 1899. Prior to this, there were expeditions of Russian and Western pioneers. There was intensive prospecting drilling. But it was in Karashungul field and in 1899 when the first oil gusher erupted. Later, the oil fields of Dosor, Makat, and then Zholdyby, Komsomolsk, Koshkar, and Tenteksor were discovered one by one. Over the years, these points on the map would become the largest contract territories of Embamunaygas Company, the largest oil-producing company of Soviet Kazakhstan first and then of the independent republic.
There were many difficulties. Nobody took oil into account in those days. Officials did not even understand how and where the oil comes from, because no one in Kazakhstan did not deal with oil at that time. We were subordinate to Moscow. All profits from oil were withdrawn directly to the center. Therefore, we were having use of what Moscow gave us. In general, we can say that attention was not paid. All the equipment was old, and we were satisfied with this.
The history of establishing the domestic oil industry is a history of overcoming a relatively simple access to the extraction of black gold at the rise of oil production, when oil was simply gushing out of the ground, was more than compensated by extremely difficult working conditions for oilfield workers. The archival photo report of the late 19th and early 20th centuries is the evidence of unexampled labor, valor, and perseverance of Kazakh people. Unbearable heat and clouds of insects in the summer, fierce cold and penetrating winds in the winter. Safe drinking water is worth its weight in gold. The fields are separated by hundreds of kilometers of steppe off-road. Illnesses and both physical and mental exhaustion were invariably going alongside the first successes. The years of the Great Patriotic War forced the oilmen to show their strong character once again. When the motherland appeals with the words, "You have to," the company responds with the new labor records. It was hard to believe in this. Moreover, it seemed completely impossible to achieve it. But with a poor range of production equipment in the background, Emba's heroes were boosting the output, ramping up the production gain to almost unimaginable level of 40%. The oil quality allowed it to be poured directly into fuel cells of the tanks. The contribution of everyone to the common goal of victory was tangible and priceless, like never before.
қанша беріп тұр, соны шелекпен өлшеп.
Until the 1960s, we were measuring oil from wells either by buckets or with a special container. This, of course, caused troubles.
Оны саласымен әйелбізқожынға сүйреп, сөйтіп әлек болатын едік. Ал қазір басқаша бәрін автоматты.
While today you do not have to bother yourself. Everything is done automatically as well as all measurements done with the help of technical devices. You can just sit and manage by remote control.
Қанша мұнай беріп тұр, қанша жетісті, солай береді.
Industry veteran Odjagar Sarsenbaev witnessed, is aware, and remembers the Kazakh oil industry in different years of its development. The Soviet method of planning the boundary tests during the period of gaining independence by the Republic, process upgrading, and increase in production volumes, these historic periods became a prologue to the future victories of the current Embas pioneers.
Мы подошли к 95-летию, я считаю.
In my opinion, we have come to the 95th anniversary with major breakthrough projects on hand. We have duly approached this milestone, and now we are optimistic about the future. We have a huge employee potential, and we also have a huge potential of specialists with a good education who use innovative technologies.
Используют новые технологии.
There is a difficult dilemma Embamunaygas faces at the turn of the century anniversary. On the one hand, the company has been annually demonstrating a steady increase in its production and financial indicators. In a context of a continuous global financial or economic crisis, the difficulties in raw materials sector, the Emba oilmen are increasing production volumes. Not great though, they are, and exploring new directions at the same time.
То, что мы ставили для себя целью.
The targets we set for ourselves have been fulfilled. The most important thing is that we have launched a plant, a gas utilization plant. That means 150 million of associated gas utilization, 110 of additional job places, an additional number of newly arrived young people who came to work for us. It is the capacity that will give further growth, specifically to the development of Prorva group of fields. We have accomplished the first task.
A flue gas desulfurization unit of the Prorva group of fields, the very same plant that is a long-awaited and widely sought-after project. Over many years, the company was forced to burn associated gas in torches, regularly accepting environmental claims and fixing lost profits.
Мы в дальнейшем хотим получить.
In the future, we are expecting to get finished production from associated petroleum gas, which will bring in financial flows and financial income, so to say, profits for the company at a later stage. Then we anticipate liquefied gas and methanol production and production of synthetic oil from associated gas. These are the projects that will bring additional income to our company.
Который принесет дополнительный доход нашей компании.
With the commissioning of a new plant, the problematic issues were gone, and the plant itself now allows for the production of new commercial positions, such as refined gas, stable gas condensate, and granular sulfur. And this is not the limit.
Это товарный газ.
First it is commodity gas, second stable gas condensate, third granular sulfur. We sell commodity gas through the production pipeline from this plant to the gathering point, Tolkien. The second product, stable gas condensate, is used for our own needs. The third product is granulated commercial sulfur. We sell it on foreign markets.
Третью продукцию это гранулированную товарную серу, реализован на внешних рынках.
The history with the plant's construction is an example of the strategic vision of Embamunaygas management, when a competent analysis of risks and opportunities allows for setting ambitious goals and achieving their realization.
Вторая перед нами стояла задача именно расширить.
The second task before us was an expansion of the resource base. It took a long time to achieve it. We submitted applications and finally we signed a protocol of direct negotiations on obtaining new contracts for subsoil use. They are 3 big contracts, and we will be Kazakhstan's first city-forming enterprise, Embamunaygas, with a 95-year history of development. We will drill the biggest, deepest wells to a depth of 6.5 to 7.5 thousand meters.
7,500 метров.
Expansion of the resource base is a reverse side of the most difficult dilemma facing the company today. Feeling the potential and a desire to undertake the boldest steps and having a close-knit and professional team and sustainable sources of funding, Embamunaygas today is still under necessity to solve the most difficult and fundamental problem of how to dramatically expand its reservoir portfolio that has been reducing over the recent years.
Жалпы қордың азаюына қарамастан,
Despite the decline in oil reserves, our company continues to maintain oil production level through the use of comprehensive activities. In 2017, we are planning to produce 2,840,000 tons of crude oil.
тонна мұнай өндіреміз деп жоспарланып отыр.
Throughout the years of field development, Embamunaygas produced 160 million tons of oil. Against the backdrop of increasing production dynamics, the residual oil reserves today are estimated at 72 million tons. In other words, almost 70% of the company's resource base has already been extracted. And this is today a key challenge for the oil workers.
Несмотря на свой почтенный возраст, мы все знаем, что...
Despite its venerable age, we all know that Embamunaygas celebrated its 95th anniversary this year. Our company is also a trailblazer in introducing new methods of not only mining, but also conducting business processes.
Не только в добыче, но и в ведении бизнес-процессов.
The company's business processes are experiencing a transformation stage today. It is designed to change an attitude towards the work and achieve new quality and effectiveness. 3 projects which Alikhan Baidusenov is talking about are the core transformations for Embamunaygas.
Сегодня в портфеле перспективных проектов Embamunaygas находится...
Today's portfolio of promising projects of Embamunaygas include 3 projects. They are the project of logistic optimization, an automation maintenance project, and a transport logistics optimization project.
Проект по оптимизации процесса транспортного обеспечения.
Let's take, for example, an automation maintenance project that has already been functioning for today. First, the module relies on a software package provided by SAP, the world leader in the development of automated control systems. Its key feature is operations in online mode when data is updated immediately and becomes available to all interested parties in a process. Secondly, in relation to the tasks of Embamunaygas, a procedure from making a request to carrying out the repairs has only 3 stages. On the first one, a work order is opened in the system and sent to a unit supervisor. Who then, at the second stage, prints it out and designates a repairman to be responsible for conducting maintenance. Finally, in the third stage, a maintenance foreman having the work order on hand starts repairing the equipment.
В этом году
This year, we have completed pilot operation of the system. And next year, we are also planning to replicate this experience with the rest of the company's structural units on the basis of NGDU, JSC.
структурное подразделение компании.
A key objective for these three projects is to increase production efficiency. And to do this, we must reduce the downtime and unexpected purchases, raise quality of planning and budgeting, extend repair intervals for the equipment, and reduce operation and repair costs. On the other hand, transformation of business processes cannot go without innovations. And here too, Embamunaygas has been consistently investing in its own infrastructure to prove its interest in modern technologies. It is the company's new business card, a smart or digital deposit.
Технология цифрового месторождения предполагает
A digital deposit technology involves installation of the equipment at all stages of oil and gas production that will read the process parameters and transmit them online to the control room, where the operator will make an operational decision.
оператором будут проводиться оперативные решения.
A pioneer in mastering the know-how was the management of Embamunaygas, developing the UAZ field. Some wells here received a digital upgrade in 2016. They were equipped with special equipment. Now it is enough for a specialist to check the reading at regular intervals. And the hard data on well operation, including most of technical parameters, is automatically transferred to the head office in Atyrau. The specialists here in the analytical center carry out its processing and analysis. If necessary, cross-monitoring can be carried out even in Astana, within the parent company Embamunaygas Exploration Production.
В рамках реализованного проекта интеллектуального месторождения
Under the scope of the implemented project of the UAZ Smart Field from 2016 to the present day, we have received the effect of additional production due to optimization of well operation conditions, an increase in well efficiency, and a 30% decrease in electricity.
электроэнергии на 30%.
The project of Smart Deposit has already been recognized as successful at different levels. For example, Russian colleagues have included the innovation from Embamunaygas into the top 10 breakthrough industry projects. Moreover, the concept of a smart deposit has been presented to the head of state during the exhibition Digital Kazakhstan, where the company's initiative was highly appraised.
Цифровизация – это не цель, это средство достижения.
The digitalization is not a goal, it is a means of achieving our absolute advantage, which is given by the global competition. A self-respecting country cannot live normally without it. If there is no competition, we will not beat competition, and we will be behind the leading states and countries. The thing is, we need to get a sharp increase in profitability, productivity, and capitalization. That is what the digital economy provides.
Вот это дает цифровая экономика.
In 2017, the WAZA's digitalization experience was transferred to 4 more deposits of the Prorva Group. The Jaya Group wells are next in turn. Turning to the issue of transformation of business processes at Embamunaygas, it is impossible to ignore an important aspect of the work: optimization, or, simply put, the cost reduction. And if the advantages of these efforts are obvious for the production units, then it is important for staff managers to maintain an optimal balance between the reduction of staff and social responsibility. In this issue, the company has long developed its own corporate decision-making standard. In simple terms, it sounds like this: our employee is our main value.
Несмотря на экономическую ситуацию, для компании в приоритете.
Despite the economic situation, the company's priorities are its personnel and social stability. Therefore, job positions are only released by transferring workers after their retraining for other working professions.
После переподготовки и переподготовки на другие рабочие профессии.
This means the withdrawal of non-core jobs of low-skilled labor to the outsourcing service delivery scheme will not affect the staff in any way. Moreover, over the years, the company has been systematically implementing multiple HR projects, which includes personnel reserve, training of middle managers, and also short and long-term training of specialists.
Компания разрабатывает программу ротации.
The company is developing a rotation program for employees both within the company and the Embamunaygas group of companies, so that they can master new projects and management skills, and also in order to exchange experiences.
The company's veterans and their welfare are another intrinsic corporate value. Social security packages for the long-time employees of Embamunaygas are virtually a unique answer within the industry to the company's question about its number one priority. A man, his life and health remain and will remain top priorities for the company.
2017 жыл біздер мынау 30 жыл толды ардагерлер кеңесінің құрылғанына жалпы біздің мемлекетімізде.
This year, the Veterans Council turns 30 years old. Then we are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Alash movement. In connection with this and other dates, we have arranged a trip for veterans to Buket Ata, to the cities of Sarashik and Akmeshit.
Өткен үлкен шара Экспо 2017 мамандандырылған көрмеге.
The Veterans Council members have also witnessed an international specialized exhibition, Expo 2017, in Astana.
Біздің жұмыс жоспарымызда белгіленген.
Speaking about the personnel policy of Embamunaygas, it is worthwhile to dwell on a topic of industrial safety. An occupational safety procedure, which is generally thought as routine and formal for many years, is also today in the process of qualitatively new transformations. The changes began at the top management level with the further vertical integration of a new paradigm throughout the entire company's structure. No formalism, only real and transparent data.
Система в прошлом предусматривала, помимо сокрытия фактов,
Along with the suppression of facts, the Soviet system provided for a desire to report back. In other words, the desire involved the next moment reporting. Every year we had to show some upward and positive trends. Now, from this year, the system began to provide for the completely different things like openness and transparency of information. That means, since nobody now is punishing for submitting this kind of information, but rather rewards, then I would say the opposite. We have worsened statistics this year, but this is due to the fact that people really began to believe in this system and started to provide information.
Поверили в эту систему, стали предоставлять информацию.
A behavioral observation model when all management levels are involved in a process of ensuring occupational health and safety is just one of the elements of a new approach.
Одно из этих направлений – это обеспечение лидерства, то есть руководство принимать.
One of the directions is providing leadership. The management should be proactive in such areas as health and safety of the environment. The safety surveillance system was developed just for that. Our management is being proactive with the system. More than 5,000 observations were conducted over the past year.
Прошедший год было проведено более 5000 наблюдений.
No punishment, but the collective improvement. Not formally, but virtually. not passing by, but personal participation in the improvements. These are the basic principles of the company's new approach to the issues of occupational health and safety. Another important part of the efforts of Embamunaygas is environmental protection.
Создан большой фонд, который
We have established a large fund with a large amount of funding invested in reclamation of historically contaminated lands. And this project is designed for 5 years. In other words, we are planning to eliminate all contaminants in our fields during this project.
в наших месторождениях.
Касательно 2018 года, в первую очередь, конечно, я думаю, он будет у нас.
As for the year of 2018, first of all, I think it will be a bit difficult for us. Why? Because the bar is already going higher. 55,000 tons is a very large load for the Emba group of fields.
55 тысяч тонн – это очень большая нагрузка для группы месторождений Эмбинской группы.
Increasing the volume of oil production is an objective necessity. However, given the specifics of the company's resource base mentioned earlier, the technological potential comes first. Drilling of super deep wells, incline drilling, all these are the challenges on overcoming of which depends not just a competitive advantage, but, to be sure, the future of Embamunaygas.
На следующий год планируется бурение глубокой скважины.
Drilling of a deep well down to 6,000 meters is scheduled for next year. This is the area of the Prova group of fields, the current contract of Keratan Sargamis. We do hope that the structure has been identified and confirmed. We do hope for success.
Мы очень надеемся на успех.
Hope for success. 1,000 hours of work of hundreds of specialists, from geologists to drilling operators, from repairmen to analysts, are behind this phrase. And in this sense, the Emba oilmen are similar with the doctors who cannot afford a mistake either. It is undeniable that the company's rich history also adds responsibility for the result. 95 years of the hardest way left behind, overcoming all possible and impossible obstacles, education of several generations of hereditary oil workers, successes, failures, bright achievements, growth, and development. And with this background, the company has the only big task of moving forward.
Благодаря вот этим именно
Thanks to the succession of our oil workers, we are already entering such large boundaries. That is, first of all, reduction of all expenditures, expansion of the resource base, drilling the first deep well, and construction of a plant. We are going to modernize and expand the plant. I mean, we still have many and many promising plans, and I'm sure Emba will one day have its say.